Chiefs-Raiders, our final game. Kansas City holds on 27-20. Kind of a nondescript game from Patrick Mahomes here, Matthew. 27-38, 262 yards, 2 touchdowns. Throws a pick. He ran a little bit, but this has kind of been the story of Mahomes' season.
But weirdly, it was his best fantasy game of the season since week 12 of last year.
And he was QB 16.
I know, exactly. That's my point. Like, it was like kind of a pedestrian day at the office for Mahomes, and yet still his best fantasy day since week 12 of 2023. He finishes as QB 16 as we head into Monday Night Football. But he did get Kelce involved. Big game for him. Season high in fantasy points and target share. 34% target share for number 87. Been basically 30% over the past 4 games, so they're really ramping him up. First game for DeAndre Hopkins, 33% route participation. He got 3 targets on 14 routes. Just sort of what we talked about. We said, listen, Amari Cooper ran 12. I think that's probably, it's going to be somewhere in that range. So he runs 14 routes. He earns 3 targets. It'll get better. Better days are ahead for DeAndre Hopkins. They didn't need him as much as well. Nice to see Xavier Worthy starting to emerge a little bit. In the last 2 weeks, he's had a 27% target share, and he's had at least 11 fantasy points in 3 of the last 4 games. He gets into the end zone in this one as well. So he's on that wide receiver 3-4 fringe for me. Again, it's some upside, but not really consistent.
Worthy or Hopkins rest of season?
I think Hopkins.
Yeah.
I feel better about. I think there's just more that you can do with Hopkins. Feels like Worthy is more like kind of. I don't want to say one trick, but
volume floor with Hopkins. You don't get with Worthy.
Yeah.
Like Worthy can have you a couple 2 to
Worthy
5
high
point
ceiling,
games.
low floor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it does depend what you need. By the way, it's incredible that Mahomes did finish as a top 20 quarterback, because if you watched fantasy football pregame, Matthew kind of tried to voodoo doll him.
I did a little bit, yeah. Not on purpose. Watch this.
Watch this.
Prop a shot time, presented by
No,
no.
broken. That's amazing.
You
hit.
broken.
Wait,
Who did I break?
Is
Who
that
was that?
Patrick
I think
Mahomes?
you just killed Patrick Mahomes.
I just killed Patrick Mahomes.
Is
I
that
mean,
a
is there
is that
any
a
hope?
voodoo doll? I hope not.
That's literally the worst. I think that's the worst throw in the history of the show.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I just
happened.
don't like the fact that you knocked Patrick Mahomes' head off. Like,
I know. I killed Patrick Mahomes, but look.
He's back.
He's reborn.
He's been reborn. He's been stitched together. We took him to the emergency room. We performed CPR, and here he is. He's like, I don't want to shake him too much because I don't know. Maybe the glue hasn't.
There's a lot of glue on there.
But off the injury report, ready to get back to duty. We'll put him somewhere back there that's a little safer. I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. It was like, it was Jameis-esque.
It was a terrible throw.
It was a terrible throw. It was Winston-esque. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.